Would you like to quickly build business credit for your EIN that's not linked to your personal social, without a personal guarantee, and without a personal credit check? Well, I'm about to reveal to you the secret 5-step formula to build business credit in only 30 days. I'm going to show you how to successfully build business credit, even if you've tried and failed before. Okay, even if you're trying now and not getting the results you want, even if you've hired another company and did not get the outcome that you wanted to get. I'm going to show you how to get high limit revolving business credit cards without a personal credit check, with no collateral requirements, even as a startup, even as a high-risk business, and get this without a personal guarantee, without any personal liability from you whatsoever. Basically, I'm going to give you the roadmap to using business credit to get the money you need to grow your business. Even if you can't get approved for any other kind of financing, even if you can get loans or credit lines, I'm going to show you how to use business credit to get the most money at the best terms. To simplify it, I'm actually going to show you how to get your business to fund itself using business credit. I'm going to sprinkle in some of my best tips along the way. And if you hang out till the end, you're going to get our guide that's been downloaded over 1 million times. That is an in-depth look at this process, as well as I'm going to help you access your credit reports with Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian, which normally costs $249 from them direct, for absolutely free. I'm going to go over that at the end. We've helped over 42,000 business owners build their business credit. So everything I'm going to go over in this training is tested and proven to get you the intended results. We got a lot to go over, so let's dive in. The very first step of building your business credit is to improve your fundability. Look, lenders and credit issuers have a secret formula they don't want you to know about that determines if you're going to get an automated approval or a denial. You know this. You've applied for a credit card before and more than likely had one of two outcomes. You either got an immediate approval, and oftentimes they even tell you what your limit is, or you get that dreaded message that you'll hear by mail in 7 to 10 days. And let's be honest, that what you get in the mail is never good. It's almost always a denial, and they tell you the reason for the denial. So what causes this to happen so quick? That's what fundability is. Fundability is the criteria that credit issuers have that they program into their computers that's actually judging whether or not you should be approved or denied for financing. If you meet the criteria that credit issuers have, you get an automated approval. If you don't, you get that dreaded message you'll hear by mail because they push it for a manual review, which almost always results in a decline. So how do we get you automated approvals? The key is fundability. So first, we've got to look at how your business is set up. You want to choose a corporation or an LLC over any kind of entity. You need to have your EIN number set up from irs.gov. It's free to get, and that's what establishes you as a real business in the United States. You need to have a business address set up. If you don't need a physical location, consider a virtual address instead. You can access our best choice at creditsuite.com/virtual. Try to stay away from home offices if you can, and definitely stay away from PO boxes and UPS addresses. Those will oftentimes get you denied. You want to have a separate business phone number. Never use your mobile phone. Never use your home phone as your business phone number on an application. That phone number should be toll-free, and you need to have it listed in 411. That's one of the basic criteria that a lot of credit issuers look at, is that your business phone number is toll-free and listed in 411. You need to have an email address that's a professional email address that probably matches your domain also. So for example, my email address is info@creditsuite.com. Our website is creditsuite.com. So you want to have that email that matches your domain, and you want to have a professional website set up that accurately reflects what you do. If you need any necessary licenses in your county, in your state, or in your industry, you want to get those as well. And most important, above all else, you need to make sure that all of your information is congruent. One of the biggest reasons that applications for credit financing get denied is that the lender or the credit issuer thinks the application is fraud. And that's because the information you're putting on the application doesn't match other places like what you have with your Secretary of State. So you need to check your address, your phone number, your website, your email, and make sure that's congruent everywhere. On all of your social media pages, on the Secretary of State, with the IRS, on all of your documents, on your bank account, everywhere, even including your website, you need to make sure that all of that information is congruent. If you've done this, you've successfully completed step one. Now your business is set up where it's fundable. The next step is we need to get you set up with the business credit reporting agencies. Now that you set up your fundability, it's time to get set up with a business credit reporting agency. So you can do so by going to creditsuite.com/reports. And if you go to creditsuite.com/reports, you can do a free search with the business credit reporting agencies to see if they know that you exist now. So one of three outcomes is going to occur. You're going to either type in your business name in the state that your business is in, and they will pop up your exact record, including address, or nothing will pop up whatsoever, or they'll pull up your name and your address and also indicator that you have trade lines. So if you have trade lines, you want to get your business credit reports. You can do so at creditsuite.com/monitoring. That's creditsuite.com/monitoring. Now, business credit monitoring is about $249 a month from the business credit reporting agencies. But if you go to creditsuite.com/monitoring, it's only $24. But look, you don't need to monitor your business credit reports until you have something reporting. And we're going to talk about that and how to get new accounts in the next step. So if you do that free search at creditsuite.com/reports and nothing shows up, then you know you're starting from a clean slate. If something does pop up, it makes sense to get your reports to see what's on there now. And here's why. Experian and Equifax will give you failing business credit scores, even if you have no business credit. You need to see if that's the case for your business. You can only do it by getting your reports, but that only matters if something pops up. Now, the next thing you want to do is go to creditsuite.com/DUNS, D-U-N-S, creditsuite.com/DUNS. If you go to creditsuite.com/DUNS, you can get your DUNS number for free with Dun & Bradstreet. This is the first step, an essential step with getting set up with Dun & Bradstreet. Dun & Bradstreet will not create a credit report for you. They will not give you a Paydex business credit score unless you have a DUNS number. So go to creditsuite.com/DUNS, fill out their information. It takes about 5 minutes or so to do. Ignore their emails and phone calls because they're going to try to sell you something you do not need. And in about 1 to 3 weeks, they will give you your actual DUNS number. That's going to be essential as we get into the next step and you start applying for vendor credit. So make sure you go to creditsuite.com/reports to do that free background check to see if you're set up now. Get your DUNS number, and that takes you to the next step where we can start getting you real credit with trade vendors. Now that you've improved your fundability and got set up with the business credit reporting agencies, it's time to start accessing real usable credit that will help you build a business credit profile and score. And there's two ways to do this. The first is using trade vendors. Now, vendor credit is credit that's issued by trade vendors to buy products and services they sell. It's typically credit that's issued on terms like net 30, net 15, or net 55. So for example, a net 30 account has to be paid in entirety in full within 30 days. It's not revolving credit, but it gives you a period of time before you have to pay that credit back. Now, the most popular vendors in the business credit space are Uline, Quill, and Granger, and some of my favorites. So they sell working supplies, they sell outdoor workwear, office supplies, shipping supplies, stuff that you probably need to run your business anyways. So you go to one of these sources, you establish an account online, you find items you want, you put it in your cart, you go to checkout, and they'll give you an option similar to Invoice Me. So you choose that option, you're able to check out without supplying a credit card, and once they ship that item, you know you were approved. Now, typically, they'll report your payments to the reporting agencies within 30 days or so of you actually making a payment. So you want to make the payment as soon as you possibly can after that item is actually shipped. Remember, business credit scores are based on how you pay your bills. So you need to make sure you pay that as early as you possibly can after shipment to have the highest business credit scores. Now, the other way to build initial credit is through a program called Credit Line Hybrid. Now, with Credit Line Hybrid, you're able to get approved for up to $150,000 in credit lines for your business, even as a startup. It's no doc financing, so you don't need any kind of income verification. You get 0% rates on these credit lines for 6 to 18 months. And all you need to get approved is good personal credit. So if you have a 680 FICO score or higher, like less than 6 inquiries or so on your credit report, lower utilization, typically lower than 40%, there's a good chance you're able to get approved. If you don't meet some of that criteria, but still have a 680 FICO score, you might get approved for not as much money, but you can still typically get approved. And if you don't have a 680 FICO score, you can use a guarantor. You can use a family member. You can use a friend. You can use a potential investor. Somebody else that wants to sign as a guarantor can do so, and you can get approved for Credit Line Hybrid as well. Now, with Credit Line Hybrid, you can get 5 credit lines that report to the business credit reporting agencies. So instead of building an initial business credit profile and score with vendor credit, you're doing it with real working capital credit lines, and you can add as many as 3, 4, 5 trade lines with those credit lines on your business credit report. Look, it doesn't matter which option you choose. One option requires not good credit, right? Vendor credit, anybody can get. Credit line hybrid, you access a bunch of cash. But either one leads you to the next step, which is one of the coolest steps in the business credit building process. So why do I call it one of the coolest steps in the business credit building process? Because this is where you really start to access money. This is where you get revolving credit cards with very high limits, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 individual card limit accounts with almost all major retailers. So almost all major retailers offer this kind of corporate credit without a personal guarantee and without a personal credit check. And to start getting approved, you need a handful of initial accounts on your business credit report. So I just showed you how to do that with vendors and with credit line hybrid. So 2 different options to get you there. But once you have that handful of accounts, you can start getting approved for revolving credit at places like Staples and Office Depot and Home Depot and Lowe's and Sam's Club, Costco, Amazon, Walmart, even Nordstrom and Macy's offer this kind of credit. All you need to get approved is that established business credit profile and score, your fundability be in line, that DUNS number, everything we've talked about, and at least 5 accounts on your business credit reports. Then you can start to access almost all kinds of major retail credit. That only leaves one more step. But before we get to the final step, in this stage, you can also access fleet credit. So I want to mention that as well. BP, Chevron, Sunoco, Pilot Flying J. This is where you can get fuel, where you can get auto repairs and maintenance. So if you're in the transportation industry, you're going to love that as much in this step as revolving credit at most major retailers. But both of it can be accessed when you start to have a minimum of 5 accounts on your business credit reports. Now, the next step, we have 14 accounts reporting on our business credit reports, and that takes us to the grand finale. Now, in the grand finale, you're able to access cash credit. So in the final step of the business credit building process, you're able to get financing for auto financing. You're able to get leases for computers. You're also able to come in and get Visa card or MasterCard or what I call cash credit. Not credit lines, but actually Visa cards or MasterCards that you can use anywhere. And in order to get this step, you need to have 14 accounts reporting on your business credit reports. If you've done so and you've been paying those bills as agreed to have good scores, you're able to start getting approved. And this is the final stage of the business credit building process. A lot of people ask me, how long does it take you to build business credit? Well, it depends. If you're working with Credit Suite, we typically get you to the end of the process in about 6 months. If you're doing it on your own, on average, somebody usually takes 2.5 to 3 years. So if you want to condense the process, then go to creditsuite.com/consult. That's creditsuite.com/consult. Schedule time. We'll help you get your business credit reports for free and talk to you about the expedited path to do so. But now you know how to build your business credit. We started by improving your fundability. We then were able to come in and get you set up with the reporting agencies. We got you initial credit through credit line hybrid credit lines or through vendor credit. We started to get you store credit and fleet credit, and then we ended up getting you auto leases. We started getting you computer leasing. We started to get you a cash financing, everything you need without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check. Now you know the exact steps to succeed. But even though you know the steps to build your business credit, you still might need some extra help along the way. So make sure you visit creditsuite.com/EIN guide to grab our free guide that's been downloaded over 1 million times that maps out more in depth the steps to build your business credit. That's creditsuite.com/EIN guide. And you're also entitled to a free consultation with our team. And on this consultation, we help you get your business credit reports at no cost. They're $249 with the reporting agencies direct. With us, they are $0 on our consult call. We'll also do a fundability check to see how fundable your business is. And on top of that, we will also tell you all the financing you qualify for right now. Like, you might be able to get loans and credit lines and not even know it, but we're going to talk to you about what you can qualify for on that consult call. And don't forget to like and subscribe on whatever channel that you're watching this video. By liking our content, you help other entrepreneurs see it. You tell the social platforms it's valuable, and that helps me out as well. I appreciate it. And by subscribing, you get notified when we go live with all kinds of content and release more information on improving your fundability, building your business credit, and grabbing financing as well. So grab your free guide at creditsuite.com/EIN guide. Give us a call for your free consultation, 877-600-2487. That's 877-600-2487, where you can schedule at creditsuite.com/consult. And I appreciate in advance you liking and subscribing. I look forward to seeing you on our next training.